and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Shawn.
How's it going over there?
Not too bad. I'm trying to solve the Robin problem.
We are trying to solve the Robin problem, question mark? I don't know. Apparently, so just for context, for people who don't know, I guess Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb did a Discord, and they said that Hatoosh is going to do something about the Robin problem. What that means, I don't know. I was not on the Discord. I am just reading things secondhand. So we'll see what that means. I will say I am not liking Hatoosh.
No, I got the impression that's not really working out for you.
You know, here's the thing. It's literally like the last 20 years never happened. Because so that's when Hush was the first one, right? Came out. And then all of a sudden we're at the second issue of the new Hush. And Bruce and Jason Todd are having the same fucking argument they've been having for 20 years. Why didn't you kill the Joker? Oh my God, how could you save the Joker over me? I'm like, you guys have been fighting about this forever. And we've seen it in Under the Red Hood and various other comics. And I'm like, so why are we doing it again? Because he was in the first one.
Yeah.
And then actually him being in the first one being like, and it was actually Clayface. But that led to Under the Red Hood where he comes back and they have this huge blowout about, you know, how could you let the Joker live? You know, why didn't you do it for me? Why are you saving the Joker?
Jason come back because Superboy punched the reality?
I don't remember why.
I thought that was a byproduct of that.
I don't remember why he came back. I know that the reason that it was started to be written was because he showed up as Clay, like he was a Clayface, and they were like, what if he did come back? So I don't know where it falls in the timeline of Superboy punching the thing. I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
That was a
it might
complete,
be
like causality, cause effect.
Well, I'm sure they could tie it to that, but I honestly don't know. Couldn't tell you. So yeah, and I'm just like, so Bruce and Jason are just going to continue to have this argument for the next 20 years because
maybe Jim Lee just ran out of, and Jeff Loeb just ran out of Batman stories to tell.
I don't know. It's been, it just feels like a throwback. It does not feel like anything has changed.
Are other people satisfied with this?
So, some people are, a lot of people are not. It depends on who you talk to.
Sure.
I mean, the book is very beautiful. Obviously, it's Jim Lee's artwork, which is always beautiful and gorgeous, which I love. But the story is very retread. To me, it feels retread. But again, we're only 2 issues in, so I don't know. I'm not going to buy issue 159 because I was like, what the fuck? Why is this the same shit I've already read? So I don't know what's going to happen in issue 160, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, so that's what's going on.
Nice. I've actually almost finished reading The Death of Superman.
Oh, how is that? I've never read the whole thing.
Well, just the death part.
Just the death part.
Not the death and return and the reign of Superman. Like it's just the trade that I have that just covers his death.
Okay.
And I'm actually interested in it because of how Superman reacts to certain things.
Okay.
You know, because basically it's Doomsday, comes loose and he, he's only got one arm behind his back, in this containment suit, but he is beating the shit out of everybody. And Superman, has to, finds his way over to eventually to try to stop him. And there's a moment where like Superman is obsessed with trying to, obviously he kind of has to be because this is the most powerful foe he's ever faced.
Right.
He is obsessed with trying to stop him, but he's really like deciding whether or not he should save a family in a burning home caused by this.
Sure. By Doomsday. Yeah.
But it's interesting that he has to like make this, try to find a way to make that work.
Yeah.
Because usually it's just like, oh, Superman, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But here, he's in deep shit. Somehow Doomsday smashes the heads of Guy Gardner and Ted Kord and all these, and Booster Gold. And he just beats the shit out of them. And somehow they don't die, even though he is
but
hitting.
Superman does?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Even though he is, Blue Beetle ends up in a coma. But Guy Gardner gets his ass kicked pretty good, but just one point where he's like smashing his face. Doomsday's got his whole hand on Guy Gardner's head.
Sure.
And he's just smashing him. And I'm like, that should kill him. Like all these people should die.
Oh yeah.
Like it is ridiculous. Like, because it's not like outside of maybe like Maxima, who was in the Justice League at the time, that these other characters are not invulnerable.
Right.
You know, I mean, Guy Gardner can conceivably shield himself, and also Booster Gold has like shields built into his gimmicks, but like Blue Beetle don't, Fire doesn't, Ice doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're just people. You know, they're just regular ass people with powers. But, you know, if you get pile drived by a Kryptonian monster,
rock monster,
whatever the hell it is, you should be dead. I don't. It's just interesting to see that, because they're like, well, we're obviously going to kill Superman,
right? You
know, Superman. You know, it's kind of bullshit for Superman to have to be put into essentially a deep sleep.
Yeah. From
fighting this guy, but the rest of the Justice League, even though they couldn't win, they somehow live. Am I making sense here?
Yeah. No. Yeah, you are.
Also, there's a part where the reason why Doomsday ends up in Metropolis is because he sees a commercial for pro wrestling in Metropolis
and says, I'm going to go watch that.
Kind of.
He's like, I got to go to WrestleMania.
It's like, oh God, what is it called? It's like Wrestle Bash or something like that.
Sure.
And it's just like some Hulk Hogan kind of looking guy be like, it's like, Metropolis, come fight us. And he's like, and dude is like, Metropolis. And he goes, and like Superman's like, oh, stupid commercial made him think about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Pro wrestling ruins it for everybody.
I was going to say, this is all pro wrestling's fault.
It kind of is.
I do want to say, I am enjoying, there are comics I am enjoying.
Of course, yeah.
Even though I'm not liking Hattush at all. I'm kind of digging all of the Absolute titles.
Yeah. Now you've been liking those for a while, though.
I really recommend them. I did not think I was going to like them, especially Absolute Batman and his tree trunk legs, which I still am confused by the tree trunk legs.
Yeah. I remember you first initially told me about it. I was kind of like, I wasn't sure.
It still is ridiculous. Every time I see him, I'm like, whatever. But so far, like, good story. Absolute Superman's really cool.
Okay.
Got real gory body horror in this last issue. Some guy puked his own bones, which that was fun.
Yeah. Sounds like an Italian zombie movie.
It really does. We also had Absolute Wonder Woman's cool. It's cool as shit. I like Absolute Green Lantern. Absolute Flash is okay.
Yeah.
And Absolute Martian Manhunter, I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, I know. I've only read the first issues of it.
Me too. That's why I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter. But I'll give it a shot. So,
well, I was holding. Are you going to ask me about my guys, or are you asking me about the comic?
Yeah. What are you holding?
Well, because to talk about this before we get to our book, I just want to say I got a package
in the mail.
Literally
10 minutes ago.
I've been into buying a lot of random Batman toys. I am not the biggest Batman fan.
I think you just like when they're all like weird looking.
I just like when they're weird looking.
Yeah.
I just like how they look
when they're like different colors and stuff.
When they're collected and stuff. And I just like, you know, especially when he's got like those Legend of the Dark Knight ones that we've talked about, like they're just
bonkers.
Insane, like bonkers.
Yeah.
So I got a package with a bunch of these. So I got a lot of Batman and Robin and
nice
Batman Forever.
This guy even sent you the cards.
He did, actually,
which is kind of neat.
I was kind of normally I do keep some of these.
I've never actually seen anybody do that before.
So I got Batgirl from Batman and Robin.
Oh, nice.
She does not look like Alicia Silverstone.
She has titties,
but she just got titties, and she comes with her Battle Blade Blaster and Strike Scythe.
I appreciate this person putting everything in a baggie. Everything that she has is in a bag.
Yeah,
everything is separate. This is very, very good packaging.
This is how everything came with. The only thing I did like about this packaging is that everything was
there was that weird stuff.
I don't know what it is, but it's like
the stuff that goes in a gift basket.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, it's like shredded paper.
I don't like when small loose items are used to pack.
Well, that thing seemed all together, though.
It was kind of coalesced pretty good.
Yeah.
So at least I was able to kind of manage it and keep it in the box.
It wasn't those little
packing peanuts.
Yeah, those things suck.
That shit. Then I also got the Riddler from Batman Forever.
Oh yeah,
got the Riddler.
Nice.
And he comes with
all sorts of shit. What is all that?
The Capture Brain Drain helmet, which is something he uses.
Does he look like Jim Carrey?
It kind of does, yeah. Yeah, kind of.
Nice.
You know, he's not quite. It's not.
Oh yeah, not quite.
Great,
yeah,
it's not perfect, but. And then we have, and even they kind of label it Crusader Batman. This is from the Legends of Batman.
Oh, but that one's Robin.
This is Robin.
Yeah.
This is sorry, did I say Crusader Batman? Crusader Robin.
Wow.
So he even comes with a helmet and a bunch of other bullshit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, wait, what does it say here? Inspired by the timeless DC Comics, Legends of Batman action figure collection features a dark superhero as he's never been seen before, stronger and more muscular, battling crime throughout time.
I have a few of those Legends Batmans, and they are insane.
I love them. I love
They're
them so much.
so ripped. They're insane how ripped they are.
I got a transforming Dick Grayson, which I actually used to have this on card because I won it from Whatnot as like a random draw or whatever. And I never opened it because I was like, I don't really need this. But then now it's here.
Now I have it.
So, and
what does he transform into? A car?
No. Basically, you could see he has his mask on, and it changes on and off with like, I don't know, cold water maybe. I
was really hoping he turned into a car.
Yeah,
that would have been fun.
As I say, you got crime fighting suit and sudden reveal mask.
Okay, neat.
Body adaptive tech suit. There you go.
So you have related Batman.
And then I got there's a Poison Ivy, which I actually have another neat. Poison Ivy. This is the Uma Thurman.
Yeah, that's nice.
So she comes with toxic venom spray cannon and entanglement vines.
It's too bad she doesn't have that Bane with her.
No, but I am trying to score some Banes because there are the Banes in these this line are actually pretty good looking.
Yeah,
and there's some weird Banes in there.
We love a weird Bane.
I love a good weird Bane. And then lastly, I got a version of.
Oh, I have that. But wait, does she have hair?
Yes. Okay. So this is the special Legends edition of Batman. This is like the it's like a WB.
Oh yeah, this is
exclusive. Warner Bros. Exclusive.
Oh, she is definitely.
So she's just the Legends of Batman.
This is Catwoman, yeah.
But she is colored, so her colors are kind of inverted.
They are because
the purple's different.
The purple is different. It's much like a more violet,
because the Catwoman
purple.
Yeah, the other one's like more of like a plum.
Mine's more of a plum. This is more of a pure purple, but she's got the
black cat suit with the purple gloves and the purple boots, but mine and brown hair. She has brown hair on this one.
But mine is reversed, where she's got the plum suit, the black boots and gloves, and black hair.
Well, that's what the Jim Ballant, the 91 looks like. This is just
this is fun
version of that. So, but she comes with the same. I think she comes with the same accessories.
I recognized this accessories. That's why I was like, wait.
So yeah, but that's what I got this for because I wanted to get this alternate Catwoman.
Well, I'd have to get another Batman if I got that one.
Well, I mean, I could always give this to you.
No, I have.
You can choose from these Batmans here.
Let me see, because I've liked them. Her on Mercari. There's one on card.
You sent me that. There's a Gladiator Batman that comes with that. That's in that pot. That's
Dark Warrior Batman.
Dark Warrior. You see, Dark Warrior I'm actually looking for too, because that one looks kind of neat.
Gladiator Batman is just ridiculous. Maybe I should get Buccaneer Batman.
Oh, Buccaneer Batman.
Did you see Buccaneer? I feel like that might be
at the bottom there.
Yeah, Buccaneer Batman.
That's right.
That one might be fun if I get her too.
Buccaneer Batman. What is this thing? He comes with a chain with a ball on it?
Sure.
I think these are just mostly on this card here. These are just mostly repaints.
Sure. Of
Legends of Batman figures. So these ones already exist.
That's fun.
Some poses may require hand support.
Yeah, try all of them.
Well, here, actually, technically, you need the Buccaneer Batman because she is throwing the net on him.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what you need to get.
There's Pirate Edition, but he's blue.
Yeah, I think that's the original one.
Well, I could get the original one, go with him.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the official pairing.
It doesn't matter as long as they're in the same line.
I guess. Okay. See, I'd be like,
but here it is.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe this guy will be for me. We'll see.
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll figure it out.
A long time ago, in a comic book rack far, far away. During the years between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, Marvel Comics kept the Star Wars magic alive, delivering bold new stories, expanding the mythology, and taking our favorite heroes and villains on unforgettable adventures. Now join me, the irredeemable Shag, and an ever-changing roster of guest hosts as we journey back to this incredible era. We begin with a comic adaptation of The Empire Strikes Back and continue through the thrilling tales leading up to Return of the Jedi. If you're a seasoned Star Wars veteran who knows your share of brie from your hoojibs, or a brave explorer venturing into these comics for the first time, this is your hyperspace lane to classic Star Wars adventure. Join us for Marvel Star Wars, From Empire to Jedi, every other month on the Fire and Water Podcast Network. Beginning in June 2025.
Now I guess we're going to talk about the Thunderbolts book.
We are going to keep talking about the Thunderbolts. That's right.
We sure are.
Carries on here on this podcast.
Yeah.
We have Thunderbolts number 2 from May 1997, excuse me. 1997. Deceiving appearances.
Okay.
This is where the Thunderbolts are
villains.
Who are villains.
Pretending to be heroes, as we learned last issue.
Yes. They are continuing their heroic ways.
Did we ever discuss why they're doing this?
Because world domination.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Baron Zemo kind of alludes to it.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as I remember, because I was like, I don't know if I remember why this is their idea.
So we start off, they are talking about, it's a news report, talking about the Thunderbolts were fighting the circus of crime.
Yes. But
the circus of crime, you see, their motive was they were robbing, they posed as performers for an Elk Lodge benefit, and they were going to rob a bunch of people, but they're doing it because they're trying to get money to pay for health treatment for their leader, the Ringmaster.
Okay.
At one point, the newscaster's like, now that's a health plan. So I don't know exactly what his problem is because he's there. Right. You think my favorite part about this opening page here is Atlas flicking one of the...
oh, yeah. That's fun. I didn't see that.
What a guy dressed as a knight.
Yeah.
So maybe they went to like medieval times and he's just fighting over there too.
Yeah. Maybe he got really drunk and just started flicking people.
Oh, real quick, we got to talk about these covers because this is the thing with this trade.
Some trade. I like when the trade puts the cover and then the...
Well, they technically do, but it doesn't really stand out like it does.
Yeah.
Because here we are and it's the cover and you see the Thunderbolts and they are looking up at a big version of the Mad Thinker.
Yes, who we will talk about later on here.
Yeah, so that's that. But they're having they're brawling here. We're watching this newscast. There's the Ringmaster being strung up.
Yeah, it's something.
What exactly he's dealing with, we don't know, but he is unfortunately not going to be able to pay for his medical treatment.
No.
But maybe he'll get treatment in prison. Maybe a prison doctor will.
Maybe that's sometimes that's the way to go, man.
Maybe he just needs 3 hots and a cot.
Exactly. Just go commit a crime and they'll throw you in jail.
That's right. I enjoy here where Atlas is like, hey, we're doing pretty good, aren't we, boss?
Oh, yeah, but doesn't he call him Baron Zemo?
He's like, hey, Baron!
Yeah, and Zemo's like, hey, just call me Professor V or whatever the fuck his name's supposed to be.
Professor V.
Citizen V.
Citizen V.
So you don't fuck up when we're in the field. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And just starts calling him boss, which is fine.
So, yeah. So he's like, all right, don't call me that name. But then we kind of have like a bit of a flashback where he's talking about the intentions, where he's like, look, we will do this charade. And in that moment when they're they'll want to, like, since we'll be like the only heroes around that are competent, right? Heroes in question mark or quotation marks. That's when they'll give us like all these secrets, all these plans and things that we can use against them. Sure. I mean, I guess. So that's his plan.
Is that what happens?
Not.
I mean, like, is that what happens with heroes? They're like, here's some plans.
I guess so. I mean, shit. Doesn't like Batman have like all the? No,
he makes those up. No government agent has come to him and been like, here's some plans. Yeah, because you're a hero.
Here's a bunch of files.
No, Batman collects all that shit on his own. He is trying to kill everybody.
I mean, the only person I can see getting some of that, as easily as they would, is Captain America.
Yeah, because he actually is in the military.
Yeah, because he's actually a military guy.
Are they just gonna walk up to
Daredevil,
the Hulk? Or Daredevil,
Hulk has plans.
It'd be like, here, have some plans. Just randomly. Not ones we're going to have you like help us execute. Just random
plans. Hey, Hulk, you want to hold the nuclear football for a minute?
Yeah, actually, we should give that to Hulk.
I think it'd be safer in his hands.
Honestly, yeah, you're right.
I think as a nation, we'd be safe with the Hulk holding the nuclear football.
We definitely would be. Yes, I agree. Hulk smash, but Hulk does not explode.
Hulk save.
Hulk save.
So a few things happening here, though. There's going to be a memorial for the Fantastic Four.
Yes, and the special guests at this memorial are going to be little Fantastic Four boy. Whatever the fuck this kid, Jonathan.
Fantastic Four. Franklin Richards.
And
Alicia Masters.
Yes, her I remembered, but I was like, I don't know what the fuck. Little Fantastic Four boy is his name now.
Yeah, Reed and Sue's son is going to be there. He did not die along with his family. Or die, again, I did not see a toe tag.
It's comics. These people aren't dead.
But also observing this in the vault, the prison, the vault is Mad Thinker, or at least that's, who we don't know that yet. But
yes, he's like just sort of sneering. You just get like his weird nose and a mouth and some hair. He's got a lot of hair.
Yeah, he's got a nice
he's got a coif.
He's got a mullet that kind of looks like he should be in Spinal Tap.
Oh, 100%. He's going to turn this up to 11.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You wait. You wait.
You just wait.
You just wait, guys.
You just wait.
Mach 1 and Songbird are doing some training.
Yep.
Some evasive maneuvers.
That's right. Because as we saw last issue, he was talking to her and he was like, oh, I can help you out. And Meteorite was like, what up, whore?
Well, okay. Actually, I do need to maybe back that up a bit.
Okay.
Because after reading future issues.
Okay.
The reason she doesn't say this so much as is she's observing this based on what she knows about Songbird's previous relationship with another hero.
She just got out of a relationship.
What happened was, because we're not going to really cover it, but Songbird as Screaming Mimi was teamed up with Angar the Screamer.
I mean, when you have two yelly people, you want to put them together.
It's a yelly combo, and her yelling kind of smashes things, but his yelling makes you see things. It makes
that's kind of fun.
Yeah, he does like trippy. He looks like a Charles Manson kind of guy.
Nice.
So, but they're together, right? And they're robbing a bank. They're escaping, but somebody shoots Angar. And he actually dies. I don't know if he comes back. I haven't looked it up yet.
Okay.
But he dies, and then Baron Zemo shows up at his ship and is like, hey, like literally the body's not even cooled yet. And Baron Zemo's like, hey, you want to like hang out with us?
Context is definitely needed because it really just felt like Meteorite was being a bitch.
It's weird. Yeah.
She's just like, oh, that's fast even for her. And you're like, what? No, she's actually concerned because her friend's boyfriend died.
Yeah. So she's like,
much different. I'm sorry. I apologize to Meteorite for thinking she was being a bitch.
But yeah, so I think that's what the deal is. But here she is training with Mach 1. And
he's teaching her all sorts of stuff.
He's teaching her all sorts of stuff. She actually reveals that her real name is Melissa.
Melissa, yes.
But she spells it instead of with two S's, she spells it with two L's.
Oh.
I've never seen that.
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
So Mellisa.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, all right.
Hey, we love a creative spelling.
So he does the suave thing because he doesn't.
He is just got.
He doesn't have a ponytail.
He's got some moves, guys. Let's just be honest. He's working it.
So they're zipping around, and he's like, "Hey, I got one more move I want to try." And she's like,
"Yeah," because she's like, "Oh, I'm behind." Like, "Oh, I got behind you. You have to make sure you watch your back, whatever." And she's obviously flirting with him too. She's quite openly flirting with him because she's like, oh, I wouldn't mind being in that position with you, Mach 1 or whatever. And then he's like, I have one more move I'm going to try. And this is when
I might be interested to be in your power.
Yeah, that's what it is. I might be interested to be in your power. They're both flirting. It's pretty hardcore. And then he's like, well, I got one more move. And this is the one where he like turns around and kisses her. And at first she's into it. But then I think she kind of remembers that she has a dead boyfriend, I guess.
Yeah.
And she just freaks out.
He's like, I want to try the turbo lip lock on you.
Well, she literally zaps him with her power.
She says no, and then her hair ends up frizzing out.
It does. She gets Seth Rollins' hair.
She gets like a big frizz.
She gets Seth Rollins' hair.
And somehow Mach 1 is not, his head isn't just decimated.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Or he doesn't, or his throat, like it's not like a, it should be like a Alien.
Yeah.
Where like the xenomorph comes out of the back of the head.
Yeah.
It should be like that, but with like sound powers.
Agreed.
But he's just like, oh no, and so he's blown away, and she's like,
and then he has this like internal monologue thing where he's like, or not like it's not in his head. It's like a narrator telling us, an omnipotent narrator. They're like, he's realizing that somebody he's coming to care for is suffering in pain. What kind of man would he be if he let her go through it alone? And I'm like, oh, okay. So it's very odd because he's a villain. They're all villains, but it's painting him as like a heroic figure who wants to help this woman that he likes.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the theme that we see
in
we're
this
infiltrating here, because even at the very end we get a little bit of this. We get some of this, and it's more and more where they're like, hey, not so bad.
Maybe we should be heroes.
So they're in the Italian restaurant.
Yep.
And they're trying to make it work for them. Citizen V is doing some welding in his costume.
Yes.
You think he can have maybe a nice casual welding outfit, but I just like when they're in their outfits and doing this kind of work.
Yeah.
Atlas apparently has been scavenging. He says here, he's like, oh, I rooted around and got some beams out of the wreckage nearby. You want to maybe, we would use these to help fortify this or this, that, or the other thing. Techno comes in and he's like, I was the fixer, goddammit. I worked for S.H.I.E.L.D. I want my lab. I want this. I want that. And Meteorite is like, hang on. You know what? If we show up with like all of this gear, if we just show up as we are,
yes,
and act as if we are heroes, people will treat us, they'll respect us. But if we're around being like, give us things, then they're not going to respect us, and it's kind of going to defeat the purpose of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And Fixer's like, hey, so the thing about you're maybe going to learn about Moonstone,
yes,
or Meteorite.
Yes.
So as Moonstone, before she was Moonstone, she was a psychologist.
I got that, because kind of like a Harley Quinn type.
But she wasn't like a Harley Quinn type where she fell into some vat.
No, of course not. But I mean, like, that was also Harley Quinn's job previous to her
she became an evil psychologist. Like on purpose. She was like,
on purpose.
Yeah, she became an evil psychologist, but then eventually she found a moon rock and gained powers.
Well, good. I'm glad she found it. It's given her a purpose.
I forgot exactly how it showed up, but yeah, something, or she stole it, or maybe a client was like, hey, I got this moon rock. I don't know what to do with it. You want to touch it?
Sure.
And she's like, great. Okay. Now I'm going to be this person.
I like touching rocks. And then she's like, oh no.
She like almost choke slams Fixer here.
Nice.
Or Techno. Cause she's like, look, stop complaining or I'm going to choke slam you.
Yeah.
So now we're at the memorial.
Yes.
And we, as promised, Fantastic Four boy, Junior is there.
Junior, yes. Very blonde young boy. Kind of looks like a Dennis the Menace type.
Oh, yeah. This drawing is kind of a weird drawing of this kid, the way he looks, because he kind of looks like he could also be like 30 or maybe, but he's got a lot of hair. He's got floppy boy hair. We see him standing in front of what's her face? Alicia Masters.
And so she's got her hand like on his shoulder. He comes up to like her shoulder. So this is not a small child.
Yeah.
This is like a 7, 8, 9-year-old, right?
Yeah.
This is my assumption. I don't really know anything about kids.
I think I'm trying to understand. I didn't do my research on this, but at one point before this book, he was in a group called Fantastic Force, where I thought he was some sort of teenager.
Was it a future him?
I don't know exactly what happened, because I don't know what happened after that. I don't know if he was like, hey, I was a teenager, because he got aged up and then he got aged back down or something.
Maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah. But here he seems like I don't know exactly what age he is, because
it's a very strange, because I couldn't tell how old he's supposed to be either, because he's speaking like a toddler.
Yeah, he opens his mouth to give a speech of some sort, and he's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and like all the words are weird.
I'll try to read this.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll speak for Alicia. I'll speak for Alicia because she didn't want to talk. But he's like, she says she didn't think she could see apostrophe D. Could. She didn't think she could get the words out. I just want to say that my folks, that all of them, wherever they are, they're dead.
Yes, they are dead.
They'd appreciate being remembered like this.
This is what I'm like, what are you talking about?
And that my dad would say, we gotta look to the future always, because it's only by being open to possibilities we make miracles come true. That's it. That's all. Your father is one of the smartest men.
Your parents are scientists, but also...
Yeah,
this isn't 1920. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, why are you talking like a street urchin?
Yeah, why are you talking like the Newsboy Legion? Because that's exactly what he's fucking doing. Because I believe they did talk like that in that book we read.
Speaking of the Newsboy Legion, this memorial is ugly.
Oh my God, this is so funny because that was my exact thought. It looks like a shunting. Let's be honest.
I wrote that down. I wrote that as a note. You and I were thinking on the same wavelength.
We absolutely were. It looks like a shunting. Anytime somebody gets melted into another person, I'm sure there's a bunch of horror movies like that I've seen that I just can't think of at the moment. It is just a big rock that has some arms coming out of it. It's really, really gross. And that was my initial thought, was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But then the thinker, whatever's
Mad Thinker, yeah.
Mad Thinker's like, that's ugly.
he's like, oh, this is gross.
I was like, correct.
I also enjoy Mad Thinker wearing a hat with a light bulb on it.
Oh yeah, he's thinking.
Because he's thinking.
Yeah, it's like in Gotham when Nigma was carrying around a coffee cup with a question mark on it.
Oh, hey, I wonder what that could mean.
Who could this person possibly be?
But he's there he refers to him as Awesome Android. But there's also Super Adaptoid that kind of does the same thing. And I thought this was the same thing, but maybe it is. But I don't know. I didn't double check.
Okay.
So he's like, hey, that's an ugly statue.
Yeah, it's real ugly.
How about you go by Android and go chase after Franklin Richards.
Yeah.
Go chase after him.
That kid sucks. Because he's part of the Newsboy Legion.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Also,
I know how much you hate the Newsboy Legion, my android.
He's a floppy-haired dork, so you should go get him.
And as he's on his way there, like he's just kind of like he's got this one dude in his hand. I think he might kill this guy because he's slamming people. Like people can't get out. People are just standing in this stupid thing's way.
Oh yeah, no, they're not. They're like duh, and it's a giant android monster. It's like
it's like a big silver thing with like
he has no face.
He has no face. Kind of have a head.
Yeah, he's just kind of round.
Kind of has like
he's very muscular, but has no face.
Nope.
So, that's a problem. And so he like flies around and he gets young boy.
Well, real quick, the mayor's there along with his assistant or that Dallas gal.
Yeah.
And he's like, call the Thunderbolts. And she's like, okay, I'll page them. And the mayor's like, a pager? The fuck?
Because she's like, this is the only number I have for them is this pager. And he's like, pager?
I need to page this Italian restaurant and put it in order for extra linguine.
Yep. That's exactly what you need to do.
And that's how they'll know to come and help us.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a quick cutaway with Haley Takahama from the previous book.
Yes, because she was kidnapped in the previous book and she is being held somewhere. And we learn now that she's having weird experiments done on her by like tentacles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now I just noticed this hentai coming up here.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's going on over here.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I don't like it.
No, sir.
Yeah, and so stupid Franklin Richards is just like, it's like, Mommy, this is no, Alicia, this is coming from me. Uncle Johnny's not here. I'm like, God damn it, how old are you? But thankfully the Thunderbolts show up. They're brawling with the android because it adapts to fighting, to offense, splits into 6 separate androids.
Yeah, as you would.
As it would, to fight the other android, fight the other members. The Thunderbolts, I know they're new at this hero thing, but I feel like they should be smarter in like approaching stuff like this, because they just seem very like, hey, whatever, I'm just going to go and start doing some fancy moves, and then they get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Like they kind of job a little bit a lot.
Absolutely. And to the point where like the people watching are like, "Ooh, they're getting their asses kicked."
It's like, this sucks, guys.
Yeah,
this team sucks.
Yeah, you guys are getting your asses, and they're like, "Well, I don't really have a lot of faith in them. If it was the Avengers, I might." You're like, that sucks.
If Black Captain America were here, I'm just saying.
Yeah, just want to point that out.
He has a shield. This guy does not have a shield.
Nope.
They're gonna get their ass kicked.
Yep. That's what happens when you don't have a shield.
They're up in the air. These androids got fucking bat wings now, and they're fighting the flying guys. And Fixer's like, hey, this is pretty good. This is like playing video games, and he gets immediately zapped. And then this is this part where one of these robots like grabs Franklin. It looks like he's kind of like grabbing him with like garden shears.
Yeah,
it's a very
he says something like
he's like,
they say something later where it's like, oh, he can develop like pointy stabbing objects.
He can do blades.
He's basically
T-1000.
Yes, because that's all he can do. He can create the stabby. And is this where Meteorite comes in and like puts the bubble around the kid?
No, this is when you mean Songbird.
Oh, Songbird, sorry.
Because these robots take off and they're pursuing them. Songbird uses her powers to put a bubble around Franklin, who's like, a bubble like my mom's bubbles. Good doing.
But I can't see through this one.
I can see this one, but but it's like a bubble gum.
Oh God, this kid. Boo earns on this kid.
Franklin Richards sucks ass.
He really does.
Kind of a little shit boy.
He's absolutely a little shit boy. I don't like him.
So they managed to save him, and they maneuver themselves into the Fantastic Four Freedom Towers or whatever, the Four Freedoms Plaza.
Yes.
And the news is covering this now, and Atlas and Meteorite are on top of this building, and Atlas has got a handful of robot, which I enjoy. He's very good at handfuls. Very, very good.
Probably because he gets so low. There's also something in here about how like he can't get super big because then he sort of starts losing like comprehension and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like,
which is interesting.
It's kind of like in Avengers, where I think at one point Paul Rudd gets real big.
Yes,
and it's a thing where his body can't handle that. Where he gets like kind of blacks out because of that. So it's something to that degree where the PIM particles, can only do so much, but actual biology prevents you from doing everything.
It just ain't gonna work.
So you're just not gonna get big and be like, aha, I'm big and now I'm great. It's like, no, there could be problems. But they're in the Fantastic Four building. This kid, he kind of looks like, in some parts, he kind of looks like David Lynch.
Yes.
Kind of got like David Lynch hair, but he talks like the Newsboy Legion. So imagine that.
That's he really does have David Lynch hair.
He does have, he's rocking some David Lynch do here.
100%.
And then so a blast comes out from nowhere and he's like, Cyclops, the X-Men.
Yeah, no, they're all dead, bro.
I don't know. Yeah, I think they're dead. But nobody's really mentioned the X-Men a lot. Until now. But yeah, he's just like, Cyclops, my favorite X-Men. Hey, he's Wolverine's there. You think you could help me with Uncle Benji? We could go and fight the Frightful Fours, whatever. Fucking God damn it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So outside of this building, the Mad Thinker's like, this isn't going well. My robots should have defeated these guys by now.
Yep.
I'm going to go and take a nice little ride up there. God, I hate this way this kid talks, because Fixer's like, the Fantastic Four defense system should be, working, because this building is like usually like a fortress.
Yeah.
But no, what's going on? He's like, yeah, my grandpa took everything away. So he says government, but he goes, government.
That's what I mean.
Government.
I'm like, why?
GUM''MINT.
I don't know why this kid talks like this. He should be like 8 years old, which means he should be past this stage.
You think he can have a bit better diction?
A little bit.
He's not, look, he doesn't. I know he hangs around Ben Grimm. That's why, because I posed. I said, "Is he really Reed's kid? Did Ben sneak in there at some point?"
He absolutely did. He just didn't come out as rocks somehow.
Oh, I'm putting the rocks, Uncle Benji. What am I gonna do?
Maybe the rocks are in this kid's head.
They're all in his head.
They're all in his head. That's where it is. And that's the thing is like what's not in this comic book is the noise of the rocks rattling around as he's being sucked by the android to wherever. Like the android grabs him and it just sounds like a fucking maraca. It's just
bravo.
Yeah.
So Mad Thinker is like, all right, I want this kid because his mind has all sorts of subconscious memories that possess Reed Richards' secrets.
Okay.
So I am going to suck them out somehow. And that's why I want this kid. And I'm like, well, but there's rocks in this kid's head. You ain't gonna be able to do anything because it's nothing but granite.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a bunch of marbles.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna just have to like gargle with it, and then he's gonna sound like RFK.
And so they're brawling here, though. Him and Matt Thinker and Matt Vincenzi. He starts like using his hands to like. Thinker starts using his hands to like turn into weapons.
Yes.
And V is like, yeah. So I know you're not the real dude because the Mad Thinker doesn't have T-1000 hands.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my cool sword here, my swashbuckling sword.
Right.
And I am going to just chop your neck off or chop your head off.
So
which is exactly what he does.
He chops his head off and then the body explodes.
Yeah, it is kind of badass because he catches the head on the end of the sword and he just holds it. You can see like the wires hanging down, but that's pretty fucking badass. Yeah. Like when you cut off a head and then you're just holding it on the end of your sword. I'm like, that's sweet.
Yeah,
that's fucking cool. That's a baller move.
Robot or not, it's still cool.
It's a baller move.
Yeah, and so everybody's like, hey, what happened? I was like, I don't know, the fucking robot exploded. Citizen V is like, ladies and gentlemen, it seems our foe has lost his head. And then everybody's like, really?
Yeah.
You down with that? And he's like, hey, I can be funny sometimes.
Yeah. And then like we also have, is this where we get Meteorite being like, wow, I got to be a hero?
Well, we're getting there. I just want to point out. So after this is over, the mayor shows up with all, the cops and everything, and the mayor and the assistant and Captain America, or I wish. Frank Richards is like, and there was a big explosion. I have to reread this kid's dialogue because it's so fucking terrible, and you have to suffer through it too.
I do.
And then whoompo, the androids fell over. It was cool. See, he's the kid.
He's the kid who says it's cool in movies when things are going very wrong. Everybody hates that kid. Instead
of he's like, yeah, he was a robot and real thinkers in prison, but somehow he's doing some sort of remote control. We could probably do more research on it for you, but we just have an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, this weird pizza place with apparently really shitty structural problems. And we were just trying to fix that before we came here.
A meteorite blew up our only bartender.
Yeah.
So we can't do anything about that.
Yeah, the guy who knows where the bottle opener is gone.
I wanted to have a bottle of birch beer and I couldn't open it.
Yeah.
It's so hard being a hero.
My life is difficult.
But the mayor is like, hey, if you need some help, you want a building, this kid's parents are dead.
Yeah, you could totally just take over this building if you'd like.
So rightfully so. He's like, okay, thanks, mayor, but maybe you should ask the kid. And the kid's like, yeah, that'd be great.
If this kid shows up,
my mom would think that was pretty cool.
You know what? If this kid shows up in the next issue, I might throw this book through the wall.
He does not.
Oh, thank fucking God! Because I couldn't do it, babe. I'm sorry. We would have to end this.
No,
I'd be like, and we're not talking about that anymore. Moving on, because I can't.
We're done talking about the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So and so the mayor's like, all right, well, I'll try to get you some more money, and you can have this building.
Yeah.
And as this is happening here, as we're talking about this, we got the press talking to the crew, to Thunderbolts, and Atlas is like, hey, baby, hey, mayor lady,
hey there, baby. That's right, because he's all into this chick, like the mayor's aide or something.
Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, call me Dallas. He's like, oh, cool. What are you doing later? I'm gonna streak down, and you can go out with me, right?
Yeah.
So but the whole time, we're kind of getting some sort of narration about what Meteorite is thinking and talking about. It's like, well, it's a big deal, doing this charade and everything, and having these battles and being a hero and everything feels kind of good, and maybe it's too good. I don't know. Yeah,
they're like, you know what? I kind of love it because Meteorite's like, all I could think of was like saving the boy. That's the only thing I thought about.
And then I heard him talk, and then I was just like, you know what? End his life.
Yeah, I'd have been like, you
can take him.
You know what, Android? He's all yours.
I'm a bad thinker. If you want something out of that kid's head, good luck.
Yeah, good fucking luck, man. I
don't know what you're thinking. Have you heard this kid talk?
There's either rocks or nothing.
There's a gumball machine in there.
Maybe some sort of weird slurry. But that's
ooh, a slurry.
Because, if you shake him around enough, it's going to make a slurry.
This kid's got a bunch of slurm in his head.
A slurm?
Yeah. No, I don't know. But yeah, she's thinking about it. And we're going to find out more about their adventures next issue.
Yeah.
But this time they got a building.
Now they have a building and they don't have to worry about it collapsing because apparently that pizza place, because they were like trying to put girders up and shit.
Yeah, they're trying to do some serious renewal in there. And I kind of, but maybe at least take some of the cookie, the amaretto cookies that are left over. Maybe there's some leftover biscottis. You should make sure you grab those before you leave.
Yeah, I'm sure that there might be something that they need to take. Let's look at it this way. It could be like the bear. They need to take all those cans of tomato sauce because you never know. There could be rolled up bills in there.
It's true.
That apparently somehow got resealed or whatever happened in that show.
Oh, man. Hey, Atlas, make sure you grab all those cans of tomato sauce. There might be money on them.
Oh, God.
It'll help us fund us to get a brain for Franklin Richards.
For this poor child. You know what's really funny is they're going to take this building and kick that child out of it. That kid.
I kind of wish they did. I hope they go to the very top and they're like, he's like, hey, look we're finally on the top of your the building. Everything's going to work out. What do you think? He's like, I think it's great. And punt.
That's what Absolute Batman did to that kid. And it was fucking Batman great.
I need Absolute Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I need somebody. Maybe Atlas can do it. Maybe Mach 1. It doesn't matter. Just fucking glare at him and punt him.
Hey, Mach 1, could you fly this kid up to the atmosphere limit and then just let him drop?
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
It's not going to matter. He's got nothing in his head anyways. He's just a drooling zombie of a boy.
He may just float away.
It's
just helium. Now instead of rocks, it is helium above a certain amount of certain foot. So when you get him high enough, he just will float away, and that will be the end of that.
He's float away in space, and like Silver Surfer's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, there's just this kid.
Hey, Silver Surfer's in space.
And Silver Surfer's like, you know what? I'm not going to help you. And he's like, surfs on by.
Nah, man. I'm just going to turn around. So that is Thunderbolts number 2 from May 1997. We have a few more. I think, next week? So maybe 2 more issues.
Okay.
We're going to cover here. And there's some stuff coming up. There's actually a really, I think it's next issue. There's a really ridiculous scene in which, I'll just put it this way, where Atlas attempts to give an autograph.
Okay. Does Atlas give with that lady?
I don't. As far as I've read, I can't say. I don't recall that they do. We
don't know. Okay.
Anyways, that's gonna be it for this week's episode. Thanks for listening. Find us on Twitter, Instagram. I'm at my socials or whatever. Facebook, of course. Also, real quick, we're on YouTube, of course. Angry Hero 79 is my channel, but if you click the link that is in this description for this podcast, you could get yourself to a playlist.
Oh man,
that updates every week. I did want to point out our good friend the Pharaoh.
Yeah,
has been commenting quite often, saying hello. I love the Pharaoh,
which we appreciate. Thank you very much,
Mike.
Yep,
from BNY.
Mm-hmm.
He has been a big supporter of us. Yeah, and he's been dropping there. He says he's glad to hear that you are feeling better.
Oh yeah,
you sound kind of hoarse.
I was gonna say I was put that thing together that clip last episode, and I was like, oh, I still sound shitty.
Yeah,
like I don't sound 100%.
Yeah, no, you're doing better though.
No, I sound better now, but back then
it was not great. But yeah, and so also Spotify, Apple Podcasts, please rate, review. And I think the email is worstcollection@gmail.com, so go ahead and drop us a message. So I think that's going to do it. So thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.